Y'all got the wrong one. Y'all got the wrong one. Kathy Engelbert, Adam Silver, and the WNBA owners basically say, I dare you. I dare y'all to try to go on and strike.
The mainstream media wants you to believe the WNBA players are unified. That Napheesa Collier and the players' union are standing strong, fighting for fair pay. Every outlet is running the same story. The players are united, the owners are scared, and a strike is coming. But that narrative is a lie.
And I want to be clear, this conversation is not about winning or losing. It's about something much bigger. The real threat to our league isn't money, it isn't ratings, or even missed calls, or even physical play. It's the lack of accountability from the league office. Since I've been in the league, you've heard the constant concerns about officiating, and it has now reached levels of inconsistency that plague our sport and undermine the integrity in which it operates. Whether the league cares about the health of the players is one thing, but to also not care about the product we put on the floor is truly self-sabotage. Year after year, the only thing that remains consistent is the lack of accountability from our leaders.
And we have the receipts. Because while Collier has been making the rounds on every podcast preaching solidarity, the owners just made a move that obliterated her bluff. And the most damning part? The fracture isn't coming from the owners. It's coming from inside the union itself. If this channel has ever given you the real story before the mainstream caught up, hit that like button and subscribe. It tells YouTube to show this to more people who deserve the truth. Now let's get into it. Because to understand why the owners just pulled off the most savage chess move in WNBA history, you have to understand what Collier has been doing for the last 18 months. And later in this video, I'm going to show you the exact clip where she accidentally admits the union is weaker than she's letting on. For the past year and a half, the WNBPA, led by Napheesa Collier and the executive committee, has been preparing for war.
The league has a buzzword that they've rolled out as talking points for the CBA as to why they can't pay the players what we're worth. That word is sustainability. But what's truly unsustainable is keeping a good product on the floor while allowing officials to lose control of games. Fans see it every night. Coaches, both winning and losing, point it out every night in pregame and postgame media. Yet leadership just issues fines and looks the other way. They ignore the issues that everyone inside the game is begging to be fixed. That is negligence. At Unrivaled this past February, I sat across from Kathy and asked how she planned to address the officiating issues in our league. Her response was, well, only the losers complain about the refs. I also asked how she planned to fix the fact that players like Caitlin, Angel, and Paige, who are clearly driving massive revenue for the league, are making so little for their first 4 years. Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court, because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything.
Not negotiation. War. Collier admitted on Yahoo Sports that the union has been telling players to save their money since early 2024. Before a single counteroffer was on the table, the union's top brass was already coaching players toward a strike. Now, who are these top brass? Stars. Superstars. Players like Collier who have unrivaled equity, endorsement portfolios, overseas contracts paying six figures. Players who could sit out an entire season and not feel it. But the average WNBA player? She's making $60,000 to $75,000 a year. No endorsement deals. No unrivaled checks. No European off-season gigs. And she's the one being told to stockpile cash for a labor war she didn't start and won't benefit from. Meanwhile, while Collier was preaching strike preparation, the ownership group was doing something very different. They weren't talking. They were building. And what they built is about to change everything. ESPN just dropped a bombshell that the players' union clearly didn't see coming.
Now, mind you, there's nothing going on in the summer. There's no NBA, no NFL.
ESPN has officially announced Women's Sports Sundays, a first-of-its-kind weekly primetime franchise debuting summer 2026. WNBA and NWSL games will anchor Sunday nights across 9 consecutive weeks and 12 games. This isn't a Tuesday afternoon slot on ESPN3. This is primetime. Sunday night, the main event. ESPN's executive vice president Rosalind Durant said it herself, this franchise is about building a consistent, high-profile destination that reflects the passion, excellence, and cultural impact of women's sports today while giving athletes and leagues the stage they deserve. The WNBA is being handed the Sunday Night Football treatment. ABC, ESPN, ESPN2, ESPNU, ESPN Deportes, a full multi-platform rollout backed by more than 30,000 hours of annual live programming. And the timing is surgical. No NBA in the summer, no NFL. The WNBA is being handed a vacuum and ESPN is building them a lane. For years the argument was, we'd make more money with better time slots and better promotion. Well, here it is. Every single thing they asked for. Delivered. So what is Collier telling players to do in response? Because her answer, caught on camera, is one of the most tone-deaf things a union leader has said in modern sports.
Well, for the past, I would say, year and a half, the executive committee has been urging everyone to save their money because we knew the negotiations were coming up. We never know what's going to happen. If there's not a season, we want to make sure everyone's prepared. So hopefully everyone has been doing that. That's something we've been talking about for a really long time.
Yeah, but you telling people to save their money, people who ain't made no damn money yet. They ain't made no damn money. I ain't got nothing to save. It's lint in these pockets. That's what some of the players are saying. Some of the players came out and called y'all greedy and selfish already. This is wild, man.
Long time. But also that is something that we check in with everyone, because opinions change over time. And that is something that has stayed consistent, that people, no matter, middle tier, the people at the top, rookies, everyone has been really consistent in that we want a season to happen. But if we don't get the things that we are wanting to stay 10 toes down on, then we're going to sit out for as long as that takes. That's not what anyone wants, but it's what we're willing to do.
Napheesa Collier, a player with unrivaled equity, major endorsements, and overseas earning power most WNBA players will never see, just told minimum salary players to save their money. For a year and a half, to players making $60,000 to $72,000 before taxes. Players with no endorsement portfolios. No European contracts. No equity stakes. This isn't solidarity. This is the top of the food chain asking the bottom to starve so the top can eat more. The CBA demands being pushed hardest, maximum salary increases, revenue-sharing models, overwhelmingly reward the stars. The players who would be destroyed by a lost season are the same ones told to fall in line. And here's the thing the union doesn't want you to know, some players are already saying this out loud. There's a moment coming up where Collier accidentally reveals the union's confidence might be nothing more than performance, because the cracks aren't just forming. They're already public. Players have used two specific words to describe the union's leadership, and those words are going to shock you. The WNBPA wants the world to believe every player is locked in. United. Ready to walk. But it is fiction. Players from the middle and lower salary tiers have already called the union's leadership, in their own words, greedy and selfish. That language is not coming from the owners or the media. It is coming from inside the locker room.
But you telling people to save their money, people who ain't made no damn money yet. They ain't made no damn money. I ain't got nothing to save. It's lint in these pockets. That's what some of the players are saying. Some of the players came out and called y'all greedy and selfish already.
And remember when I said Collier accidentally admitted the union might be weaker than she's letting on? Here it is. On Yahoo Sports, Collier said, "Opinions change over time. That is something that has stayed consistent." She's not speaking with confidence. She's reassuring. She's holding a cracking wall together on live television. And when Collier says, things are trending in the right direction, she is undercutting her own strike rhetoric in real time. If negotiations are trending positively, why is she still prepping players to sit out? Because the hardline posture isn't strategy. It's theater. The union spent years demanding better media exposure and primetime slots. The owners just delivered all of it. And the union's response? Threatened to not show up. They're not striking against oppression. They're striking against progress. But in the middle of all this chaos, there's a new wave of players who aren't saying a word. And their silence is deafening. While Collier does Yahoo Sports interviews and preps players for a war most can't afford, notice who is not in front of a microphone. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Cameron Brink. The new wave, the players who actually drove the viewership explosion that made this ESPN deal possible, are letting their game speak. The reason ESPN is offering primetime Sunday nights is not because of players who've been in this league for a decade. It's because of the 2024 viewership surge. Because Caitlin Clark's rookie season turned WNBA games into events. The very platform the union is threatening to boycott exists because of the players the union's leadership spent 2 years trying to diminish. The old guard wants to strike against the system. But the system rebuilt itself around the new wave. And the new wave understands something Collier doesn't: the game is the leverage. Show up. Dominate. Let millions watch on Sunday Night ESPN. The money follows. The fans have already picked a side. And the response has been brutal for the union. The court of public opinion has spoken. Across every platform the sentiment is the same: don't you dare strike against Sunday Night primetime. Fans are pointing out the obvious: Collier can afford to sit out. The rookies can't. Collier has unrivaled money. The mid-tier players have lint in their pockets. And the fans are siding with the owners, not because they love billionaire owners, but because this ESPN deal is the biggest win in WNBA history, and the only people threatening to destroy it are the players themselves. The narrative has flipped from fighting for fairness to standing in the way of progress in the span of one press release. And the pressure to break ranks is mounting by the hour. So where does this go? I'll tell you exactly what's about to happen.
Want a season to happen, but if we don't get the things that we are wanting to stay 10 toes down on, then we're going to sit out for as long as that takes. Like, that's not what anyone wants, but it's what we're willing to do.
Here is the prediction. Mark this video. Come back in 3 months. There will be no strike. The union will fold. Not because the players don't deserve more money, they do. But because the owners executed a masterclass in leverage. They locked in the ESPN deal. They went public to speak over the union directly to players and fans. They created a scenario where striking looks like self-sabotage. The rank-and-file players are not going to sacrifice a historic primetime platform so max players can negotiate an extra $50,000 on top of already diversified income. The math doesn't math. The solidarity doesn't hold. And Collier's 10 toes down rhetoric is about to meet the reality that most of those toes are standing on a financial cliff. The owners called the bluff. ESPN raised the stakes. The union is cracking from the inside. This isn't a negotiation anymore, it's a countdown. And the clock is almost at 0. If this breakdown gave you something the mainstream media didn't, subscribe right now. We're covering every development in this CBA saga, and we'll have the story before anyone else. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and drop your prediction in the comments. Does the union fold, or does Collier pull the trigger? I'll see you in the next one.